Kampung Sungai Pusu is a small village located in Gombak, Selangor. It is near IIUM Gombak and can be accessed by a one-way road from IIUM Junction. The development of this village did not change the traditional existing features. The area was once a place for the Minangkabau people. It was a small village with approximately around 700 people, consists of government workers, private sectors, and farmers. Now, the area is known by the public as a suitable place for recreational and tourism activities. In Malaysia, batik is famous on the East Coast. The most popular motifs are leaves and flowers. There are two types of batik production such as paintings and clothing. There are different techniques of batik canting, which are hand-drawn batik or block painting. The process of making batik paintings involves the determination of the batik motif, dyeing and waxing. Now we move on to our client for this project. Farah Mohan, or known as Novak Batik, is a full-time batik maker and specialist in batik art, and her preference is more to traditional contemporary. This includes the usage of materials like bamboo and a serene surrounding with a lot of greeneries, landscaping, and water element. Our client also prefers some privacy, especially for her private workspace. And now we move on to the precedent studies. The first precedent study is Kraftangan Malaysia, which is located in Kuala Lumpur. This building comprises several wings that houses a variety of local handicrafts made by local artisans. The main functional spaces in this building include the exhibition hall, souvenir shop, museum, and workshops, which eventually become the proposed spaces inside the building of our project. The second precedent study would be the Penang Batik Factory. This factory consists of a retail store, factory, and a workshop. The factory produces stamped batik and hand-drawn batik textiles. The production area includes the chanting area for both techniques, soaking, boiling area, and also a showroom. The final precedent study is the Arts and Crafts Studios located in South Korea. This building generally functions as an educational institution for art and design. It comprises 3 levels where each floor is used for different functions. The public zone is located on the ground floor, whereas the semi and private zones are on the first and second floor. Now we move on to the case studies. The first case study is window consideration. Proper size windows are required to allow the smoke from the hot batik wax to be released easily. It is also to allow natural lighting for enhanced visual performance and visual task quality of batik chanting. The second case study is regarding building on a slope. Suitable foundation methods need to be considered to properly mitigate the angle of incline of a slope. The building can be designed to be embedded into the slope or placed atop it on a raised foundation. There are 2 most commonly known approaches for foundations on a slope, which are the cut and fill and stilts or columns. Generally, cut and fill includes the process of leveling out the ground by adding and removing soil. From this process, flat ground and level site can be obtained. Besides that, building on steeply sloping land can be built on a series of supporting stilts or columns. This method is considered an alternative to cutting the slope. This method also allows the ground below to be untouched, which allows nature to take over. It is also less expensive cost-wise. Apart from that, another way of building on a slope is by using basement or retaining walls. When constructing walls on sloped terrain, the walls will be subjected to a lot of forces, thus commonly known as retaining walls. Our site is located in a sloped area and covered with different types of trees with a boundary designed to consider the road for the users in this area while following the shape of the slope. The total area that we took is 2,000 meters square. Some parts of the slope have a low degree which is suitable for building development. This can be clearly explained when we look at the elevations of the site from the southeast and southwest. For the SWOT, the strength of the site is that it has no history of landslides. The weakness of the site is it lacks access to the site. Meanwhile, the opportunity for the site is that the low-degree sloped area can be utilized and designed as a batik drying area. Moving on to climate. Based on our findings and data from World Weather Online, the area is considered hot all the time with the highest temperature of 33 degrees Celsius in February until October and lowest temperature of 23 degrees Celsius in January and February. Average precipitation is 2,420 millimeters with the highest in November. The windiest month is during September and November with the highest wind speed over 8 km per hour. The main wind direction for the site comes from the northeast. The area has high humidity throughout the year. Moving on to the sensory. Generally, the site has 360 degrees of good view which is surrounded by the natural environment. The good nature sound comes from natural elements such as the wind and insects like crickets. However, the site has noise that comes from vehicles, especially at peak hours at the west area of the site. So now we move on to the circulation. Visitors are expected to come from different regions since the site itself is focused on getting attention from tourists and students. So the first one is from UIA Gombak to our site, which is at Kampung Sungai Pusu. The distance is 4.6 kilometers and it takes about 9 minutes via vehicle. Next, from Masjid Gombak Utara. The distance is 6.5 kilometers and it takes 12 minutes to reach the destination. Next, from MRR2 highway, the distance is 19.6 kilometers and it takes 20 minutes by car depending on the traffic. For the SWOT, the strength of the circulation is that it is accessible via vehicle. The weakness is there's no directional signage and narrow road available linking to the site. As for the threat, the condition of the road itself will bring harm and danger to the user because of low safety level at night due to lack of street lights. Now we move on to the neighborhood context. The neighborhood around Site B has been segregated into several categories. It is within a 2-kilometer radius of the proposed site. The residential area covers the major surrounding area around the site. This can be seen in the picture as the yellow area covers most of the land. The residential area consists of Desa Gemilang area and Villa Bestari area. Next, as for the institutional area, this part has been determined to be a blue color that consists of an area for education, which is IIUM Gombak, and there is a religious building in this area as well, which consists of Muslim cemetery, Surah Villa Bestari, and Surah Fatimah Az-Zahra that is indicated with the green color. As for the public facilities area, it is represented by the red color, which consists of Dewan Orang Ramai, Kampung Sungai Pusu. Next, the tourism area includes Laman Sri Maharani and Gombak Horse Riding Club that is indicated by the purple color. Next, the agriculture area consists of Rusaku Farm that is portrayed by the gray color. The last category of the area that exists in the commercial building area represents the orange color. There are shops and other places for commercial purposes such as MBA Unggul Enterprise. Moving on to the natural features. A few types of trees can be identified on the site, which are keruing, seraya batu, fern, sial menahun, and rubiaceae. The already existing man-made features can be seen around the site. Modern and traditional houses, some of the utilities such as drainage, road, and the street light. For the SWOT analysis, the strength found is the site has good soil condition because there is no history of landslides, natural shading to the site with the trees and prevents soil erosion, 360-degree good view, wind from two different directions. The site is also located near a residential area and accessible via vehicle and lots of job opportunities. As for the weaknesses, existing slope may lead to difficulty of construction and lack of access to the site, vehicle noise from the main road, rainy days and high temperature, narrow road available to the site and less developed area. For the opportunities, surrounding trees as a good nature setting, integration of slope to maximize the good view and wind direction, can build many facilities and advantages to doing a lot of activities and increasing job opportunities. Last but not least is for threats. Wild animals such as snakes and monkeys may harm the user. Low safety level during the night due to lack of street light, and economic competition due to high demands. And now we move on to human and culture. The population of Gomba is included to identify the ethnicity, age distribution, and social status of Gomba people. The ethnic with the majority percentage is Malay, and the other groups include Chinese and Indians. The age groups are divided with 10 numbers interval, and the group with the highest percentage is the age between 20 to 29 with 23%. The group with least percentage is the old people age over 70 with 2%. Regarding social status, the majority are students while the rest are employed and retired people. The field of occupations of people around the site location is business, education, sports, and workshop. There are a lot of shops around the site, and IIUM is one of the nearest institutions to the site, which occupied by lecturers and students. There are also sports places and workshops nearby. The frequent activities of people around the site location are daily prayers for Muslim, daily commercial, cycling, morning and evening exercise, and study. To conclude our presentation, we have synthesized several solutions from each analysis. First, we propose the entrance to be located on the northwest of the site due to the flat land. Next, we suggest the orientation of the building facing the east and integrating the existing slope to maximize the good view and strong wind for cooling and ventilation. Furthermore, maintaining the natural features as they provide natural shading to the site, and last but not least, applying cut and fill, stilts and retaining walls to prevent landslide. Thank you.